What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am, of course, Crash, your host, one of your three lovely hosts this evening for this episode. Of course, I am joined by Static Gorilla, fresh from his road trip and all his amusement parking and all that. And
Combo Breaker.
And Combo Breaker. Yes, of course. And then we got Meza, fresh off the clock, man. The brother's always on the grind, but he makes time for you guys. Go give him a follow to show him that you appreciate him. But regardless, this is Double Tap. This is the podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. And boys, first of all, this is episode 324, live here on twitch.tv/mash those buttons. Make sure to follow us at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms and our YouTube. But let's just jump into it, man. Yo, it is that week, my guys, boys. We are
too much.
We're 2 days away. Oh shit. we
got maps to show.
We are 2 days away from the Spider-Verse movie. That's what I was most excited for.
Yes. Wait, it's the launch of Wildcat.
It's literally on the same day as Street Fighter 6. I have a packed day. I gotta clear my schedule.
And the launch of Wildcat at Hershey Park.
And that, God, Gabe's gonna have an incredible weekend.
If I had known it was gonna be Spider-Verse, I'm not even playing forget Street Fighter. I'm just going to that.
Nah, in all honesty, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna check that out on Sunday because my assistant also wants to go watch it, and I was like, "You're working?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Damn it!" It's all good.
But I also had access to the demo as I got a preview ride yesterday.
Oh, look at you.
To the Wildcat's Revenge. No, not Street Fighter 6.
I was gonna say, I was like Mr. Connected over here. Who do you know at Capcom? But
I told you the demo. We got Ryu and Luke.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. You almost like you had insider knowledge. All right, so let's jump into it, man. Street Fighter 6, 2 days away. The reviews are out, right? The embargoes are out from everything content creators that you know, that you probably follow, subscribe to, all that. And all kinds of review sites have just hit the streets, no pun intended there, to let us know what they thought about it. Just checking out this subreddit post on our fighters. Just overall looking at just the reviews, some quick synapses from everywhere, from your Prima Games, Kotaku, Niche Gamer, Press Start, Push Square, Tech Raptor, a whole slew, all in here. But right now, man, the numbers are looking good. We're talking, I think 8.5 has been the lowest. Past that, like if 8.5 is the lowest, then we're averaging, I think the game's averaging a solid 9, right? Because there's all kinds of fucking arbitrary numbers, right? We got the 0 to 5, 0 to 100, 0 to 10, decimals, no decimals, recommended, not recommended. So take it for what it is. But it's all really high. A lot of the reviews stating, it's a long franchise that is coming back revitalized with a lot of content, the new controls, the accessibility, a lot of the key things I think Capcom was really trying to hit, right? Especially with New Blood directing this new entry into the series, right? This not a side game, not a little project, but an actual numerical entry to Street Fighter is an incredible amount of pressure to put on. But the New Blood that came in, the new producers, director and such, that and their team developing for like a newer audience, like it had to be done. One, like I don't want to harp on it because I've said it in the past, like yes, we had Ono and 5, and by partially I want to say through I think it's like 3/4 or almost halfway through 5's development, it was already kind of getting passed off to these new directors and producers. But Street Fighter 5 was already, like, the foundation was done, while 6 has been their baby from the start, right? Bringing more hip-hop elements into it, right? The way they wanted to show the aesthetics of the game, they wanted to take the direction of the art style, and then on top of that, the controls and all. I think it was needed, man. If you wanted to catch the masses to the degree that like Street Fighter 4 did, everyone always goes back to Street Fighter 2, but to Street Fighter 4, how it just kind of blew up the scene and really exposed it to everyone. This is kind of the new era of that happening. with Street Fighter as the spearhead, right? Like, you know, some could argue, oh, Strive, right? Strive, Guilty Gear Strive. I'm like, Strive was for another reason. Like, I don't think it spearheaded a revitalization, but Street Fighter 6 is gonna be the one to do that because, you know, we have Street Fighter 6, we have Tekken, we have MK, Riot Game, we have like a slew of new generational games coming up. But I think Street Fighter 6 doing what it did best, which was just reinvent itself for a new audience. Like, you know, the numbers say it all. Not to say they're everything, but it's a good sign.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers do not indeed lie.
If you know about Scott Steiner math, then you'll be down.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's not about the fighting game aspect anymore, which is great. It's what I kind of harped on for years, that fighting games can't be just fighting games. They have to have more to it. So this is the first time we're really, I wouldn't even say this is the first time, but this is the first time we're really seeing them kind of explore, at least Capcom, go back to exploring that concept of, hey, we do beat 'em ups, we do other types of games. Why aren't we like stretching out as much as we can other than just making a bare bones fighting game? You know, that's kind of like a really bad concept right now, is making bare bones fighting game, because indie gamers are doing that, and that works for indie gamers. Big company AAAs, they can't do that anymore.
They need to offer more, right? You got those bigger budgets, you got that bigger staff, you got to do something with it, right? Indie gamers, like your comparison, it can work for them because they also try shit. They try drastically different things than what would be mainstream, and because they have the ability to, right? They don't have to have the financial, I don't say pressure or the obligation to have to make that, or backing, right? It could be just one person that's doing it, right?
I mean, you can just look at the Idle Fighter game. That's a good example. Like I said, I think it's a great concept. I think it's something that didn't require like a full-fledged massive team. But even look at Skullgirls. Skullgirls was like that too. They didn't really give you like this like crazy amount of stuff. They said, here's a story mode, and then like we're focusing on the fighting game, but we're an indie gaming company. Whereas you have these bigger companies like Arxis, who, you know, I loved when Blaze Blue was doing their whole Abyss mode and having the story mode and having all these little things. Even Guilty Gear having the survival mode where you had to play it to get, you know, the gold characters, and like I think it was Guilty Gear Reloaded, X Reloaded or something like that. Or
Double X and Reloaded, I think, had it.
Yeah, so it's like those were like
that was
little
highly
things
rated,
that
by
you
the way.
had to play.
Yeah, it was.
But like I'm saying, like like big companies can't do that anymore. Like they can still do it, but you need to add more. Like Mortal Kombat's a good example, Injustice was a good example, where they added more. Like I'd rather, like at one point I was like, dude, I want to play this story, but I could just go watch it, which is just as crazy. Like, right, you know, like if they would have added a movie segment where instead of playing the game after you've beaten it, or
you just watch it,
maybe you have friends, you just watch the whole thing complete, and it felt like a TV show or a movie when I was watching it fully completed without having to play it. And I was like, this is amazing. They should do this more often, or release this, you know, a video like that after.
Yeah, I think you said the C word. That's like the key of it all. Is complete, like complete. That's like that. Not just, I want to say in fighting games, but like in video game industry right now has been a plague. Right, far few in between. Is there a game that you pay and you get your dollar for dollar value back in content, right? Versus like, oh, you got to pay the DLC or a future patch that's gonna have even more stuff for you, right? Versus like on drop, this is gonna like just blow your brains out, man, and just have all the content you're gonna need to keep you occupied, right? And Street Fighter is just that, which is great. It's been quite some time, really, that I felt that way about the series, that it gave me more to do, and not just, once again, and they didn't just look at it in the competitive sense, right? In the casual sense, World Tour. I didn't look into like crazy deep into the reviews. I don't know how much. I would assume a lot of them went into World Tour, because I mean, you're not gonna go online, right? Like, it's not like the servers are up. But that concept, to just be able to give all that content in there, it's just like, it's just crazy to think that that's hard to come through, right? It's hard to find on a regular video game, let alone a fighting game. So to see a game like this just get such high praise, you know, get those high scores, once again, you know, you make your own decisions if you like Street Fighter 6 at the end of the day. But the consensus from the people that are doing this for a living, try to look at this objectively as possible, are not invested like how we are in, say, the competitive scene, and maybe not as invested into the casual scene, you know, they're rating it this high. It's like, I mean, we already know we like it. They already got our money. It's not really for us to that you have to sell it to, right? I'm pretty sure, I want to say 2 out of the 3 people here probably already got the game on pre-order on Steam right now. I say 2 out of 3 because I keep forgetting to grab mine.
Oh, I was like, who's the third person?
I keep going to get it. Like, I have to get my deluxe version. I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, I got it in my cart, and I'm like, I gotta check out. Like, I gotta spend the 70. Okay, maybe 1 out of 3.
He didn't pre-order. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I always have this thing with Street Fighter where I'm like, I'll just buy it. Like, I always buy it, and then I'm just like, 4 months later, I'm like, was that a good purchase? I gotta think about that. Was that a good purchase? And I'm like, okay, maybe it slightly was, but I think this time around, if anybody was really hesitant, I think this would be the purchase out of all the past maybe few years. I think Street Fighter 4, you could have held out on. I mean, because that was new. That was like the next generation. 5, you probably could have held out on until like a few seasons later. Street Fighter 6, I don't think you should hold out. I think you should, you know, I'm hearing casuals even get into it, like, you know,
jump in.
My nephew is getting into it, so
jump in now while we're all fresh, while we're all learning. If you don't want to get left behind, it sucks to say that. I mean, you could always pick it up, but it's just like when you pick it up, the learning curve is going to be a little harder because everyone's already like leveled up so much that when you eventually want to play online or something, your chances are you're probably going to get whooped faster. But it's fine. Expect to lose. You know, it's one of the fundamentals. Expect to lose. Go into a match expecting, not to say expecting to lose, but don't fear losing is the biggest thing to take away. That lesson is going to be amazing for so many people to learn with this game.
I would say learn that World Tour mode first, because that's mostly on modern. Then you can get used to those controllers.
Absolutely.
And then you're like, wait, I can do these moves with this move and do that to that and learn the game from this to there and still play online, which I think was super smart and why they did it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so Street Fighter 6, Spider-Verse coming out. Anyway, 2 days to launch. I don't know who here's requested off, but I know I'm gonna be off. I know I'll be off. I'll be day uno. I'll be in here.
My computer is right next to me while I work, so
I do have to check the PC benchmark on my computer. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm fine, but it'll be fun to be like, 100 out of 100. That actually isn't the end all be all. There's actually something really important that has also kind of been drumming up all this good press that has been going on. All the reviews are great, but there is unfortunately a red flag that we're gonna have to deal with when it comes to this game, more specifically for the PC side. And you guys are gonna find out about it right after this break. We'll be right back after this, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back. Sorry for the quick break, but I had to go get a couple quarters to get myself ready for the next bit here. So I did talk about the PC port of Street Fighter 6. I almost said 5. Street Fighter 6 is actually has some people nervous. So are you guys aware of a DRM system on PC? Like what that is?
Okay.
Digital rights management.
Didn't they do that originally for it wasn't Dragon Ball. It was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
I think Infinite had it. Tekken 7 had it.
And then they got rid of it.
Multiple games have it. Yeah. So a DRM system is just a digital rights management system. It's for anti-cheating and such. It's a system that's in place. It's an anti-cheat program that is ran with your game. It's just something that gets implemented when it comes to these games. So it's pretty normal. It's a pretty standard thing to have across the board, right? The problem that has come up here, because it's not new to fighting games. Many different fighting games have different flavors of it. Some don't, some do. The problem with Street Fighter 6 at this point, that's kind of been a couple days before launch that has people worried, is that now this is also on PC. So my console homies, you guys can fast forward to this section right now. Won't affect you. The PC version is going to have what's called just make sure I got the correct name here. The Denuvo DRM. system in place. So the DRM system itself isn't what got people worried. It's the fact that it's the Denuvo version of it. This particular DRM has been notorious for causing performance issues. And the reason why you might be bringing up, like, why is it a problem now? It's like, because the betas, the closed betas, none of those have had this DRM implemented yet. So we've experienced the game without it. Now, actually, on release, it's going to be a little different when we experience it with it. And it's a concern because this historically has had an issue, both in and out of fighting games. One example of outside of fighting games is Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal has had its developers, Bethesda, right? Bethesda did Doom Eternal?
I don't know. That's your game.
Hold on.
Sounds right.
I think that's correct, right? It was Bethesda that did it? I'm tripping out if it is. Anyway, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so Doom Eternal had this, and their developers even straight up patched the DRM out because it was causing that many issues. Tekken 7, back in 2021, Harada himself has tweeted about this DRM, stating they're causing issues like frame lag and processing when Akuma's doing a specific fireball is causing that problem. So it's an issue because it's got that reputation for causing problems, and it sucks because we're getting this 2 days beforehand. We're like just finding this out.
Developer is ID Software and publisher is Bethesda Software.
The publisher is Bethesda. Okay, so its software is still doing it. Yeah. What up, Shaq? So yeah, it's a trip that they're implementing this, and they're really just like, I'm wondering why they kept it under the rug. I'm wondering if they were afraid of this backlash. I mean, for good reason. We don't, especially for the PC side of things. Like I said, I know casuals, consoles, no problem. That's why I'm also not worried about those reviews earlier, is because I don't even know. I didn't dive super hard, so I don't know what port they played it on to have that consistent number. Like if like, it's just a chance to. I'm like, for all we know, the DRM is gonna be better. Knock on wood. This ain't even real wood, so we'll see what happens there. Okay. But I was gonna say what happened. But yeah, this is a little concerning. So hopefully the PC launch isn't a fucking dumpster fire.
I mean, personally, I from somebody who plays multiple shooters that have 10 times worse anti-cheat systems that you can literally just cheat through it anyway. As long as performance issues aren't the issue, then I don't think people will care that much. But I mean, if you weigh the odds, would I prefer performance issues over like 90% of the community cheating? I'd probably take the performance.
First of all, we already got crack users out there for months. Everybody's cheating. We can't.
Well, no. You know what I mean by cheating? Like I'm talking about like blatantly, like they doing
scripting or something. They're playing 3DS Guile on modern controls. Oh shit, that's not cheating, bro. That's called modern controls. We're all fucked.
You're not gonna be able to tell anymore.
You won't. Well, actually, you're gonna be able to tell because you're gonna be like, bro, there's no fucking way. There's no way this fucking guy in bronze is cross-cutting this well. like there's just no chance. But yeah, this is the thing that's kind of a bit of a trip right now. So it's got people a little bit concerned. Hopefully it won't be a concern. But man, these are just flags that kind of are going off because we have the historical evidence that this has caused issues, and the fact that they have not shown it or had it implemented. That's the other thing. Why didn't they have it implemented during the open beta is the other question, because if you really want to make sure this is like how it's going to run, once again, on the PC side, you should get it as close to possible to the final build outside of the whole, 8 characters versus the entire roster, potentially because of the whole crack thing. But at least the systems need to be pretty close, so.
Depends if it's number one priority, considering, I mean, if they're trying to sell it to the console.
Yeah,
doesn't matter that much. I mean, the casuals are more going to be on. I mean, like things have changed. Realistically, things have changed. More casual people are playing on PCs because of COVID, but still, people have bought the PS5 for universal play. Like, I mean, whether it's movies, shows, whatever. So yeah, I think we're still going to see a mass on casuals and focus on that for PS5.
So, yeah, we'll have to see. All right, so with that, let me see. We've got a couple of things, tidy things up a bit. Guys, Gabe went to combo. Mez was out relaxing. I got myself a PhD over the past week. I got myself a PhD while I was playing this new fucking character from Strive that just had my brain fucking melting because I might as well be trying to get a degree trying to understand how he works.
You still haven't figured it out?
Let's talk about Asuka.
Have you figured out? Wait. My question is, have you actually figured out how he works yet?
No. I have time. I have time with Asuka. So Asuka, obviously the new character, that man, whatever you want to call him.
That man?
I'm that guy. I'm not that man though. I'm that guy. But yeah, so Asuka's been released, right? It's out now. I think it's been about a week now. It happened right after the show. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Asuka got released, and obviously not legal for a combo breaker, but hasn't stopped people from going online and just oppressing, right? So we got some gameplay here from a couple other players out there. Everyone from I think this is Fame96 playing. We got Mochi, number 2 Soul, Huchu, top ranked Asuka apparently right now. So we've got some gameplay we're gonna be throwing up here, but who else here has had a chance to study? Anyone else here study?
I have not studied the way.
Oh, you guys failed the fucking test. We're all failing together, boys.
He's not my type of character. I'm waiting for Dizzy still.
I'll tell you. Actually,
don't even try. No, it's a male character. Sorry, already lost.
That's it. That's the criteria.
Yeah, that's it.
Bro, I could get you a 9 mod right now, and you could just play.
No, honestly, I don't think he fits me, but I think he's a very cool concept of a character. He reminds me of, like, this is gonna be a very weird reference, but he kind of reminds me of Invoker from Dota 2. Which I've never been good at playing, so that's a lot to manage.
You know what? Yeah. An RTS player would feel right at home here. Actually, an RTS player would feel right at home. So, Asuka, from initial trailer, from gameplay impressions, right? The tutorial videos, which also shout outs to actually I can't remember who posted up in our Discord. One of our awesome members on our Discord that posted up saying, hey, an average character breakdown video from Arxis is like 4 minutes long. Yeah, Asuka's was like 8, almost 9 minutes long. Just to put it in perspective what you're getting into. Asuka is what I expected to be. He is a glass cannon, really high APM character, and kind of RNG-ish. I want to say fully RNG-ish, but the things that I got surprised on are some decent buttons, actually some decent air-to-airs, some pretty good air-to-airs, and some other really, really weird interactions that got me kind of a little flustered for a bit. But there's some secrets there that once you kind of get these fundamentals in your head, you kind of realize that the character isn't as scary. But yeah, there's definitely some knowledge checks here. There's a lot of book reading that goes on. So mad buttons, right? We got off the rip, man. 5S is a great button. The 6HS is great. The overhead is really good. The air-to-airs are solid. The 2S is good. The little triangle thing that shoots out, the spinner thing. But one of the god buttons, 2D. Son,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
The 2D on this character is just illegal for what it can do.
Is there no hurt box?
First of all, that the 2D isn't even a physical attack. It's projectile.
That's bullshit.
Because he's not hitting you with anything physical. It's actually a projectile. So I had to learn the hard way that I can't even counter this thing with biking. And if it's spaced out right, it is just a meaty ass fucking projectile on your character in the corner, which is just like,
we need more
levels of disrespect, because then you can cancel into a projectile or whatever he has locked and loaded in the gun, in the book. 2D's amazing button, like I said, great. 6P is really good. Stands up, the 6P stands up. He isn't like low profile or anything like that, but still solid. Jumping slash is so good with the papers. You get a little paper cut, kind of insane. But really, the name of the game with this character are the spells, man. Like I said, is the ammo. This guy is literally an arsenal. He just hits you with knowledge. That's the difference, though. There ain't bullets. It's just citations and world facts. geography, all that good shit. So yeah, the name of the game is just locking in a good loadout and just managing your mana, managing what spells you have, and managing your tension, and you're still managing things like your risk gauge and your health and stuff, like the normal stuff on top of it. So a lot of things you have to look at. Like normally when I'm playing against a character, I'm looking at like my tension gauge, and say they're Sin, say they're Nago or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll look at your gauge every once in a while just to see what you can do. This fucking guy, I'm like looking down. I'm looking down for three different areas: the tension, the mana they got available, and the spells, and if they have mana available to give them their defense that they have. So I'm looking at their health down, health up, or a mana down, their health up. I'm just trying to understand the options, because once you understand your opponent's options, it makes your approaching a lot easier, right? Or at least, you can at least understand how you want to approach. This guy, like, you really have to know all these spells just as well as an Asuka player does in order to battle against them.
I do like that he's super complicated. I've always said this, that I feel like we haven't had complicated characters in a long time in most fighting games, and he seems like, for the first time in probably like, I'd even say like 3 or 4 years, he seems like the most complicated character I've seen since Blaze Blue came out. like she was to me like kind of complicated, but like she wasn't super complicated. And then 9 appeared, and I was like, oh yeah, no, it's complicated. Let's go. We're complicated. Like there was like, you could see anime games were doing it right, but then we kind of lost that. Like you look at Dragon Ball, nothing's really complicated in that game. Look at DNF Duel, nothing's really complicated in that. Grand Blue, nothing's really complicated in that. This game, this is the first super complicated character I've seen in a long time. And it's kind of enjoyable to watch.
Bro, whoever wants to play this character seriously just likes to study. Like, it's fine. It is cool. It's cool. You can be one of those. I'm just saying, I don't know if I want to play the lotto and also do my vocabulary backwards at the same time. Like, spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious backwards, right? Like, I don't want to do that.
Don't tell me you could have comboed off of that though. Oh, the green little cube that was, man.
Probably.
I mean, if you can think it, he probably can do it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Doesn't he have a super that allows him to pick which ones he wants?
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
you can go with.
It isn't as RNG. You can choose to filter through the punch, kick, slash, and heavy slash while you're in your super animation. Yes,
right, and that means you can go with something more cheaper. That's not too much mana, or you go with something high cost, where you're like, all right, I know I can end the match if I get all the burn ones or all the over the layer cubes.
The 5
layer
cubes
is something I want to mess with.
The 5 cubes, baby.
Yeah, that one is
insane.
Awesome.
The 5 cubes are crazy. The meteor right there is incredible. The just the area of effect that thing does is insane. It's a great reversal. It's very fast, and it blows your opponent all the way to the end of the stage, right? So it does a lot of things very well. There are a lot of like really good ones. The wands are hit or miss. I don't know how much you can control, because you can do speed up your spells, slow things down that allow you to now combo a bunch of things or have your spells out longer. Ones that change the actual, the trajectories of spells, the gravity, like OG Faust black hole gravity stuff comes into play here. So even Faust like anyone that doesn't like playing Faust anymore, wants to play something else, will play this guy too. Like it's kind of insane.
Something I did notice is it's 2 things. I think that, one, I feel like once everybody understands this character, I wonder, once you see what they start using, if the routing that people go is going to be more predictable at certain points, where you're like, oh, I see what you have. Okay, I know what you're probably going to want to fish for, stuff like that. And I wonder if that makes him simplistic at that point, where he becomes an easier character to deal with, which I don't think he is. From the way it looks, I just don't believe it. But I wonder if that also locks people into feeling very limited with the character, because now you're going to start doing, he's still new, right? So you haven't seen him really get to this point where he is forced to explore only one option because that is the best option. But obviously he's a situational character. But one thing I did notice on top of that was his backdash is amazing. It's really short. It's quick.
Yeah, he's got the infinite forward dash, right? He doesn't actually run or just a simple dash. It's just like Ram. Just we're flying right towards you. Mobility is solid. I was afraid the character was going to be too stiff. But no, my man still has some speed, but it comes at a cost. So, right, we're talking about all the good things, but there are some blatant holes in the character that once you understand them, you realize this is more, like I said, about fighting against the character. For one is when you no longer have that protective aura around the life bar from Asuka, you are just do not get hit. Like that's for as the opponent, if you're fighting them, that's your time to go in because the damage you get, like the dude is just soft. You thought Chip was soft. This is Asuka is just straight marshmallows.
Does he get the protector? Oh, he does get the protector.
He does get it back.
What is that based off of though?
I believe it's mana. I believe it's mana is what you need it for. Like once you're locked out of your mana and your spells and such, you're in a much more vulnerable state.
Did he just use life?
Yes. You can use life to regenerate mana. You can use tension to get more mana back. And
I won't play.
You can also just but the speeds are different. Like if you use life, you get to bring that your spell mana back quicker. Like so, there's a sacrifice to it, right? So dude, like I said, there are layers. Like it gets insane. It gets insane. Yeah, you got to be ready, like I said, to have a bachelor's degree with this character by the end of all this. Like I can't wait. If you make Celestial, like you should just. Your profile picture should be like a certificate of Celestial, you in the graduation gown and everything, and like Asuka's there, and you're just like shaking hands. Like you have to have that.
Daisuke's there with you, just
Daisuke's there, and it's just like I can't believe you fucking cited
you
for
beat
this.
Soul.
This is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
You beat the game.
But bro, like I said, once that protective barrier is out, like you get hit, it is like I think I saw SQ do this. If I'm correct as to what I saw was double. One counter super from Ram, not proton cannon, but her explosion one, her one hitter. One counter hit of that to then OTG another one of that by wall instantly kills him. Like it just instantly. There's no like, oh, you might survive. It's like no, you are fucking dead. And
someone with glass cannon and Milia, crazy.
Yes,
awesome.
yes, absolutely. Like Zato's like, bro, I thought I was just meat and I thought I was just bones and skin. You're just dust. Like no pun intended there. Like you're just actual dust from the earth. There's nothing there. But yeah, the character comes with just heavy, crazy heavy utility, crazy offense, but incredibly bad health. Defensive options, I don't think there's any wake ups, to be honest, too. So it's like if you're a character that okies, if you're a character that thrives on knockdown, then this cat is just meatloaf like all day. Like that's just what he is. But an extremely fun character regardless. The time I got to play with him was great. Like incredible buttons. Like if you are about like if you can't hold still and you need to do something all the time, this is your character.
So real quick, I don't know if you saw the Diaphone video about him. Somebody did make flashcards of each of his cards. So like there's a website called Quizlet you can go to, and like it's in the description of the video that he posted, and it has like flashcards. You can either use the flashcards, you can learn, test, match, and all of that. I don't know.
It sounds like homework.
Yeah.
It is.
It sounds like homework.
It's no fucking joke, bro. It is no joke. Like when I sat that on that training room and I was like, oh yeah, let me check command list. I was like, I had to rethink to myself. Tekken. I was like, do I really want to play this right now, or do I want to play like Zelda? Like I'm like, yo, Tears of the Kingdom is looking so hot right now. I was ready. Like, you know what, babe? That's okay. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill with my side girl right here. That's it.
He's like, building seems like more fun than this shit.
Yeah, building seems. Yo, I'm a fan of Pura. I'm a fan. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? I mean, that was better than this.
I'm gonna be honest, you're kind of becoming, it's two choices. You either become an engineer or you become a mathematician.
It's facts, basically. Pick one.
Engineer looks easier right now.
Video games are here to teach us. We're here to learn. But yeah, regardless though, Asuka is fun. I can't wait to see who's gonna be the psychopath to really take this character to tournament, high level tournament play, not just like, oh, week 1, week 2, whatever. Like it's, or even month 1. It's like you're still gonna learn. Like this character has a lot of tech potential, but the RNG part of it kind of gets me a bit though. And yes, I know you can manipulate it to a degree, but you know, you just gotta be you gotta be cut from a certain cloth, man. Like I said, most Faust players, I can see them trying to pick this up as a secondary because they already have to change their game plan depending on what the hell comes out of Faust's hands on the spot. Let alone, like, at least with this, you at least have an idea as to what's gonna come out, so you at least have a trajectory as to your mix-up and your options. So I see this as just an easier Faust, but just way more interactions than what that initial character would have.
I'm telling you now, Joe2245 online is coming out, bro. He's going to be the guy to set it off. Whoever that guy is, Joe2245.
Joe2245? What?
Yep. Whoever that is, it's going to be the random Joe Schmo online.
Oh, okay.
Most people are like, oh, it's going to be some top player that like brings the best out of his character. It's never that. We've seen it.
It's going to be Static Gorilla.
Across the years. It's going to be who?
Static Gorilla.
The guy who bought Testament for $10 and didn't win the tournament?
Oh, shit. All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
you set yourself up for that one.
Damn.
Yeah, the moment you told me that, I was like, oh, he better win.
At least I still play games that are currently being run.
Oh, fuck. Yo, it's getting spicy in here.
I was talking Pokken, but okay.
It's getting spicy in here, but yeah. So guys, whoever, you know, I'm gonna continue. yeah. Me in the streets. I'm gonna still play. I'm gonna play Asuka for sure. Shit, I paid money for him. I'm gonna definitely play him. But you know, I don't know if I will. I wanted to take my secondary. I might still, if I really am about, you know, thinking about it. But we want to hear from you guys though. If you guys picked up Asuka, played him for at least a week, is he for you? Do you want an engineering degree, or do you want to be a mathematician? You know, what are you about? Are you trying to go back to college? Let us know. We'll be there for your graduation for sure. But let us know at DoubleTapFGC. Make sure to tag us on anything like that, or hit us up on our Discord, mash.gg/Discord.
What are these DLC cards? No, I'm done.
So let's move on to we got some Tekken, man. Some Tekken that happened unofficially and then officially, right? We got a new trailer that dropped for a character that we're not really too surprised on having, because right now everything's now going to be up for grabs, right? We've gotten all those established characters from the initial announcement shown. Now it's all about who are they going to pad this roster with. And this week at Combo Breaker, or this weekend at Combo Breaker, we got a look at the most psychoest of paths in the game, and that is of course Mr. White Hair Gray's George Clooney himself, rocking what seems to be more of a Tekken 4 outfit, Mr. Bryan Fury. Oh god, that announcement.
No, he's not covering his face like last time, by the way.
No, it's not covering his face. No. He's here, he's proud, and he's got extra wrinkles, man. That scowl is serious, but that hairline, that widow's peak is just infinite. Straight infinite azure. Yeah, right.
I really wonder.
So it looks like we've got, you know, just some of the things I could already tell. His taunt stance, right? His little taunt action is there. It's become much more prevalent in his game plan. It seems to be even part of like the heat engaging system to a degree, or he's charging up to whatever his taunt follow-up is, which with an indicator, right? I don't think it's had an indicator in the past. At least in Tekken 7, I don't remember him having it. I don't know if he's had it beforehand. But you got our custom intro, of course, which I'm big fan, Bandai. Big fan.
Super awkward.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a drawback. Looked super awkward.
What? Right, like afterwards?
The weird animation after they kind of like looked like they were stretchy armed a little bit.
How they went back to neutral?
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The game's still in development. Things could change, but I mean, nonetheless, I think it's still a beautiful game. It looks cool as hell. I think this is gonna be the one entry point for taunt combos.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the one entry point for newer players to really get into, and older players not to just kind of. I mean, they're still gonna dominate, but you're gonna see a lot of new players. I feel due to the system changing again, kind of going backwards a little bit. Not having as many of these long ass combos that were. You know, for now, from what we see.
yo, his whole body is just like every muscle is just getting
looking like Law.
Bro, are you dehydrated? That's not
cool. What if they now? Okay, this is a known thing. We see Namco do this a lot, especially with Tekken 8 and Soul Calibur, where they repaste. And when you said he looking like Law, I was like, God damn it, they might have used his body design.
You think so?
For Bryan too. Yeah.
At this point, I can't tell, man. I can't tell, man, because everybody's just so fucking ripped.
Yeah,
everybody hitting the gym.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense though. You know, they've been known to do that, right?
Yeah. Well, animation wise, and yeah, animations and such. But yeah, regardless of that, hey, you know what? It's a human body. We all got them. They all look slightly different. This one's just full of bullet holes, and scars. But yo, his rage art was kind of grody. Like the eye zoom in and everything from his point of view, that was sick. Cause I forgot, he's a cyborg, right? Isn't Bryan's like a cyborg? He's human, but he's like lost parts of himself. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did lots of experimenting on him.
Yeah. I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I got hit with the double take here at the end too when he brought out the minigun. I was like, he's got a follow up. Oh, who survives this? And it's actually his intro, and I was like, oh, his outro. I was like, oh, okay, because he has to throw something at the camera. It isn't okay. All right. It isn't Bryan Fury if he doesn't chuck something to crack the cameraman's glass.
It's not the same though, man. When he comes up and he punches and he talks shit into it, it's not the same.
Punches it, or he comes up with shrapnel and just throws it at the camera and such. Yeah. Always got to destroy property. But Bryan Fury's been added. Yeah, he's angry. Yeah, he's furious.
And laughing.
He is. I'm interested to see as to where they're gonna take him. But he might be. I don't know if he's furious, but about this next development. But supposedly, we are seeing a potential Tekken 8 beta test. There was an alpha that went down in Combo Breaker, right? We actually had a bunch of the homies from Philly had a chance to go out and play. There's a lot of notes on it, a lot of for the characters that were there and all. It was closed in. You're not gonna see footage of it anywhere, obviously. Yeah. But you know, there's already an alpha test out there. But now there's talks about a beta test, because as if you look in the I don't know what it's like called. Like it's like the package that Steam has in the background. It could be, I don't know if it's a database DB, but you can check when games are affected by the developers if they update something. We saw something very similar to this when Street Fighter 6's open beta was like kind of gearing up before the announcement. We were already seeing activity there, and now we're seeing the same thing here for Tekken 8 with a Tekken 8 playtest, which we know there's going to be a playtest for it in August, but there might be potentially a closed beta test, or in the name of the actual file itself, it says dev-cbt for closed beta test release. So
why are they doing this on PC? Did they not learn from Capcom's mistakes?
They, first of all, it's still a market. It's still a market, man.
I know it's
still a market. We gotta remember the landscape's different. 2 years, COVID has made a lot more people PC gamers. So now that's a bigger market that you got to make sure your shit works on, because you want them to go to Steam, hit that add to cart, add the wish list, alert me when it's live. They want that money.
All right, so what I feel Namco needs to do here is announce it now. Anybody who's playing the cracked version of Tekken 8 beta, all right?
Harada will personally come to your house.
I feel like he would.
Fuck you up.
like you get nothing else. You guys wanted stuff? No, you're not getting any.
You don't get shit. Don't ask me for shit. That's what he's gonna say. But we'll just have to wait and see. Will it go down the same road? We don't know. We'll find out though. I'll be here with my popcorn, ready to enjoy. Let's see. So, so we do have some Dragon Ball update, correct? Yeah. So we did touch on the patch announcement, right? Last week's episode that went live literally the following day of the episode. I think it was the 23rd, right? 23rd, the following day. We had the detailed patch notes that went down 1.32, and the patch notes, what is it? The release of 1.32 update patch for Windows PC version balance adjustment is coming out on Wednesday, which is also tomorrow by the time you guys are hearing this on your favorite podcast platforms. And maintenance will be following up, and then Nintendo Switch is a TBD from there. So cool. What has been the consensus? I like, from my understanding, the patches haven't been right. It's like it's fixed some issues, but it's like this isn't the rollback patch though.
Nope.
This is not the fucking rollback. So my apologies. I think I said in the last show that it was a rollback patch. It's not. It's just a balance patch.
To my knowledge, characters are killing people way faster now by themselves.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's like, yeah. Let's say.
I was under the impression. Wait, I'm sorry.
Wait, where you were under the impression of?
Well, it was more of the nerfs to meter for certain characters.
They should have nerfed every character.
Well, I don't know. I can't say that. But there were a lot of buffs to like both Vegetas. There were a lot of buffs to certain characters, just in essence, in regards to a lot of different things that they can do or they couldn't do before, and just different, like, dare I say, so just interactions with certain things and characters.
I heard it was the fusions in 21 really got smacked up.
They said but they're still gonna beat people. It's just like I think you can't change the nature.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna be good, but I think from what I understand, the way that they went about the nerf was, or even the system changes, was to also nerf them, which makes sense.
So
by the way, no, I was gonna say, can you check Frieza's real quick? Frieza got the weirdest buff where he can move the trajectory, how fast and slow his super ball goes. So like his "you won't survive this" is that quarter circle forward S that drags across the floor. You can either make it move fast or make it move slow and put multiple ones on the screen.
I think that's kind of necessary considering Frieza was meant to be better.
And you can also aim where his assist goes now. His Seismo assist.
Which one?
You can aim where it goes. Yes.
That's weird.
Wait, where could it go? It's always a ground move.
It was always the middle of the screen. Now you can aim it light, medium, or heavy, or just basically close, medium, or far.
If you hold it in a certain direction, right?
Yep.
Interesting.
I guess it's necessary because people were just like kind of like getting past it really easily or staying out of its range. It's not like the EX version.
Is Golden Frieza still any good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Golden Frieza still slaps.
He still has the double movement. I think he has double air movements in the sky, or in the air. So he can air dash twice, and he can reverse beat, I believe, in the air.
Ooh.
What's also interesting is Z Assist got a lot more. Got a lot buffed. I believe go up a little bit. It should show you the Z Assist time, or I'm sorry, Z Assist for C.
C Assist. Yeah.
System. Where is it? Oh, right at the top. System Z Assist C, reduced cooldown time needed before next usage.
Yeah.
I believe they brought it from 14 to 9.
That's insanely fast.
I'm guessing it used to be like a whole like year's worth of time. That you were waiting.
Because
now it's like 6 months.
Super strong.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, C Assist is the assist that lets you home in on your opponent. It's the teleporting one. It's universal to everyone. That's what combo, it's a universal combo extender. Yeah, correct.
It pretty much is a capture state. So
exactly.
Just hold you.
Basically.
Yeah, from what I've noticed, a lot of people said like characters like base Goku now like they're saying concepts and theories, but when I see you do a combo that makes perfect sense, that if you just touch somebody off with something random that they just die, including Blue Jita is literally killing people with one combo off of a touch. And obviously it's level 3 sparking, but still like the shit that they're doing now, I'm like, oh well,
bro, you just said level 3 sparking. They should die. It's level 3 sparking.
Solo.
Yes.
We're talking about like not use from base meter, like no meter almost. That's not a common thing for every character. Now most characters are killing like half a meter to start, 1 bar. That's insane. And we're talking about mostly characters that have these extended supers, I would imagine. But base Goku literally had, I think, one bar or less, and literally killed somebody. I was like, oh, didn't even use his Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, I heard Goku. Yeah, Super Saiyan Goku's looking looking kind of nice. Some of those base versions are starting to, not base, but like, those base Super Saiyan versions are looking super based. Oh, yeah. Get it?
All I've really heard is people just complain about that rollback isn't what they're just waiting on that.
Yeah, that's really is the missing piece. Wow. Yeah, that's really the missing piece. I mean, no, I'm pretty sure everyone's pretty stoked about getting the fusions, pay to win characters to kind of get fucking brought down a little bit.
But they were like 21 still gonna stomp your shit out and no rollback. So what does it matter?
We'll see. We'll see. Yamcha boys are back apparently too. Yeah. The Yamcha clan has resurfaced.
His backflip got buffed as well. So there's invul on his standing. What is it? S. The H move? No, H.
Really?
H is his backup move. Yeah, there's invul on his back.
Oh, where he flips backwards.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing some. We're gonna be hearing some howlings.
What else got buffed?
What else?
The ad break.
Oh, that I didn't see that on the patch notes. Damn it! It was a sneak. It was a sneak patch. Yeah. It says it right there at the bottom. Ad break starting now. I think they said it's about 30 seconds or something like that. All right, cool. All right, yeah. Now let the patch rock. We'll be back after this, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back. Fresh from the patches from Dragon Ball FighterZ, expecting to get the new ones for the PC dropping tomorrow or the 31st or today, whenever you're listening to this podcast. Still waiting on rollback. Still waiting on the long-awaiting rollback. Is it going to be by the time Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 comes out? We don't know, but it is what it is. We're here for the ride. But with that ride comes some news, some of the randos, some things we wanted to bring up real quick here before we move on to the World Warrior, where Static G is going to break us down the Combo Breaker 2023 experience. But let's just get through the randoms DFGC off the rip, actually. CEO right now, right around the corner, June 22nd to the... No, excuse me, 23rd.
23rd.
Yeah, 23rd, sorry. 23rd to the 25th. It's going to be a good old time out in Daytona. Static will be there. I will be there. Mez will be there in spirit.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. TBD for Meza. TBD for Meza.
Depends on how his first Street Fighter 6 tournament goes, right?
Yeah.
You guys want to give me your money. That's fine.
If he wins his first tournament, he'll be there. If he doesn't win the first Street Fighter 6 tournament, he's not going. But that's
I got a bunch of karma just there because I spilled water on me.
I already won the first DNF duel tournament technically.
So we'll be out in CEO. It's gonna be full blast. We do have to hunt Jabali down. He did say we wouldn't be able to win against them in Street Fighter 6. We will definitely be filming that. I'm not gonna let somebody just jump on the show and talk shit like that, calling you out, Jabali. It's happening. But the other thing we got going on right now is DNF duel, or rather the revamp, right, Meza? The mod, yes. The mod of mods. Technically, this could be its own mod section, but it's such a huge paradigm shift for it that kind of need to put it out there.
So one of our local residents, he is a Berserker player. He decided to take it upon himself to make they unlocked the mod where they can now change things in the game. And we gave a lot of input as the community. And he loves Marvel, so he wanted to go more of an aiding proper route. So now characters are insane. They are fun. We've had to also help him tone some stuff down, but he's done quite a great job with balancing everything to the point where he's still balancing it, still doing hot fixes. He's actually gotten the community very heavily involved because I'll be honest with you. Still's kind of a little dry right now, but this mod.
What? What? How long have you held on to this news?
How far down does this go?
We knew about this he's been working on this about 2.5 months, maybe.
Yeah, I heard inklings about it for a minute.
Yeah, we haven't really tried to talk too much because we thought it was kind of like going to be a fun thing, and they kind of started getting a little bit more serious to the point where, first off, Olem, great guy, goes by Hyper, by the way, or BTW on Twitter. He did a great job sitting down, talking to us about what we thought would be good changes. Then he took it upon himself to do even more crazy changes. to the point where more characters have crumple. They have more extended combos like Marvel, but he reduced the damage. He made certain things like Swiftmaster be able to teleport whenever the hell he want, or even tap whenever he wants.
What's that move where he sends the whole whirlwind out?
The tap that.
That's what that is.
That move. That's tap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's supposedly that was originally a charge move.
I just saw him. Yeah, I just saw him do 4 in a row. So we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Oh, he could do more.
No, we're just moving on to the next topic. After seeing that, like, there's nothing else to say. You said more crazy. Marvel-like, and then you said balance in the same sentence. I honestly, Maz, I love you, dog. I stopped fucking listening. I was like, nope. That is the biggest load of fucking snake oil I've ever heard of my fucking life. I'm out. This is like Shark Tank, and that's why I'm out.
I'll say this though, it did release on May 27th, the same week as Combo Breaker.
Yep.
He did actually do a hot fix with some of the characters, and he actually got it translated for all 3 languages of English, Japanese, and Korean. There's not really any other languages that we really can cover too much based off whoever we can receive from. But yeah, he's just done a great job with really pushing the game in a direction where people want to stay interested, and just kind of listen to the community, and then also not listening to the community. So. And you can do rolls. Now we have wave dashing now. Let's just put it that way. So,
nice. Hey, you know what?
Rolls are no longer involved. It's all about movement.
You know what? I mean, like, I joke, I kid, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Seeing Swiftmaster do that shit, it's just like, why? I don't know. But hey, as long as people are having fun, the game's getting love, it's getting supported. Even if it's by the community itself, I know you guys are long overdue for the shit that's coming up, right? The new cube system, Spectre to come out, all this shit, and it's just been a hell of a drought. Fuck it, make your own water at this point. Until then, I'm super stoked to hear that that's happening, because that'll lead to things. If you don't think developers are looking at this kind of stuff, trust, they are.
Yeah, he's officially looking to run his first tournament next Saturday, so that's something to be on the lookout for. The 10th, obviously, we have like Street Fighter and everything going on, but I'll probably be there. If I'm not commentating, I'll be playing. So you'll keep in mind, Swiftmaster's not the most broken character in this version.
Yeah, it's probably
that sounds crazy after seeing that. It is actually.
I knew it.
It's between Kunoichi and Ghostblade.
Virtual ass character, but no. Still, shout outs to Olum. Make sure to follow at LHyperBTW on Twitter. Go check out the mod. Go check out the posting. It looks like they're going to end up posting it up on Game Banana 2. Great source for a lot of mods for a lot of different fighting games.
Only Spectre was broken, right?
Right. So with that, we've got our little segment, World Warrior, where somebody in this room got some flight miles, got some mileage, or rather, really put mileage, or rather, in this situation, somebody to put some mileage on that engine. So Strategy made his way not only to Cedar Point. What is it? Cedar Point, Ohio, right?
Yep, Sandusky,
Ohio. So Sandusky, Ohio, on the way to Combo Breaker out in Chicago, or outskirts of Chicago. It's not like in Chicago, but it's Chicago.
It was in Schaumburg,
Illinois.
That sounds like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like south. It's like
suburbs. It's more northwest.
Is it northwest? I thought it was southwest of Chicago. Huh.
No,
it's in the middle of nowhere.
More west, where the previous venue was in St. Charles, basically Geneva and Batavia area. But now it's in the northwest area. By the way, suburbs of Chicago, you are about to be my next home. Except that I feel like it's gonna get really cold there.
Oh, word?
Yeah. Just that I felt like it was cold. Well, here's what I did. Last Monday, I had left the Philadelphia area, drove about 6 hours over to Ohio, stayed there for a few days. This is also my own celebration birthday week.
Happy birthday, dog.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy belated, homie.
How was it? It was I was the last day of the beta, and that's what I did. I played the beta. Thursday rolled about. I was like, I know that there's some sessions going. Let me go to the local Belong area. They had a Belong out in Chicago as well. That's in like their suburbs, nice part of town area. And so I met Joey D there and Frankie G and the homies. And I was more Marvel centric throughout this weekend. And that's all I played. I was just playing Marvel casuals. And you had to pay a $5 venue to go into a place that had $20 venues. Some people didn't go because they thought it was still $20. I'm like, no, y'all scrubs, y'all didn't read. So, and one of those scrubs happened to be the guy who won the tournament. Anyway, like he didn't have money. Come on. No.
Oh my god.
He's the homie. So then, yeah, we played our Marvel there. Ray streamed it out. It was really good time for everybody. Friday rolls about. The one issue I had about getting in, the venue is huge, by the way. I don't know if this is the same place as last year, Schaumburg Renaissance, the convention center.
Sounds right.
This year they did use mask mandatory, so obviously if you were watching the stream, you did see that. And that was mandatory this time. They did, however, there was an outside line. There wasn't enough signage on the first day because there was an outside line to go into the venue, and then by the time you were halfway through the line, some guy tells you, hey, go through that door so that you can go get your main badge. So I had to go inside through another line, get my badge, go outside back into the longer line in order to just get through bag check.
Jeez.
So yeah, that was, I wanted to get in because I needed to change my buttons on the arcade stick first. The new buttons on that Kwamba drone they're not very good. I could feel them just dying by the time I used them like Sanford. So then, there were, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There were about 10 stages set up for the games in the main ballroom. That didn't include the side ballroom that had 3 main stages as well. So this area is huge. Combo Breaker's area was huge. By the way, I didn't ask, how do you want me to set this up? Or how did you want to set up the conversation about Combo Breaker?
No, you're doing a good job, man. You're already in it. So the place was huge. It did look huge from looking at it on the stream. Like the freaking walls just kept going. Like they took everything up. There was signage everywhere. They were projecting, Combo Breaker here, no coast, no kings. And I'm like, I just see a sea of people by finals. I'm like, holy shit. What is this area that they're using?
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's I would dare say the main ballroom was as big as the last convention center, and the last convention center was pretty big. So it's actually even wider because you could run from one side. Let's say you ran from one side to the other, it'd take a long time. But in the old convention room, it was more of a rectangular shape where you'd see. But there was again only one major stage. No, there was 1, 2, 3, 4. There were actually 5 major stages in the last venue.
Was it as big as would you say it's like half of what Evo was?
Half of which Evo? Last year?
Multiversus Evo.
That place was huge, man. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
They used the entire convention center at the end of that hallway last year's Evo.
I'll say using half of it, right? From probably where the main stages were to the half point.
So you see, this was when you walked into the main venue. This is where I'm on stage here. This is to the left, and this was the first stage.
Oh wow, that's the first stage when you walk in.
This is the first stage on the left.
Okay.
If to my right of this is where they held the Tekken area. Gotcha. They had it within an area all hidden off. But
where are the vendors?
To think, huh?
It's like
vendors
the
are in the very
wall,
middle,
right? The
vendors
back
are in
wall.
the very middle.
Center.
No, they're not in the back wall. The vendors are in the very middle.
Okay.
So as you walk in, you either go left or right to your anime pools, or to your right to your Marvel pools or whatever it was. Mine was Marvel there. And they had Red Bull. They had all the T-shirt vendors, the gaming generation, Arcade Shock, or not Arcade Shock. What is it? Paradise Arcade.
Paradise Arcade. Yep.
Yeah. And there was another guy called G something. They had the shirts, like the Hadoken Heineken shirt. Those guys. And then there was another. What's the one game? What's the one indie game that they have a lot? I think it's a platformer.
The platformer, 1v1 game?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
about. Rushdown Revolt?
Oh, Rushdown. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought I was talking about a different one. Yeah, Rushdown. Yeah, they make their way around.
And then you had, by the way, the popcorn, the Red Baron.
Popcorn Baron.
Popcorn Baron is a god.
The Red Baron. However, Red Baron's pizza, dog. Come on.
Yeah. That line, however, took everybody about maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Wow.
Brother was slinging the corn. What can I say?
How much was it?
I seen that menu, by the way. That shit is crazy.
That menu was fire. I should have taken photos, but I got a birthday cake. I got cinnamon roll, apple glaze. Some of that stuff kept me awake on the drive home, and some other stuff. But the line was too long. I mean, they do have a setup where they do have like a system, but people don't know their flavors, or they just take a little long to set it all up. So that's the only problem. Other than that, get your favorite flavors. Go ahead, go try it out, or put somebody in there that's not a player to sit there in line for you. Like, it's worth. It's really good. I gave one to my niece, and
no, go finish.
No, I gave one to my niece, and my other niece ate it. So yeah.
Was there any, like, outside of that, because that seems like the newest in my head vendor, was there any vendors that like stood out, like how the past few years we had like Samsung or Geico or anything like that? Was there anything that was
yeah, InZone, Sony.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, every setup had the monitors, every setup had headphones, every setup had the headphone jack in case you wanted to unplug that headphone. That was really good. You couldn't hear anything in those headphones. I
wonder if that's because Rick is,
oh yeah,
with
I mean,
that's cool. They got that relationship.
But, hey,
why do you think?
I'm just trying to,
Well, Jabali did have the video that came out recently about the InZone.
Yeah, I did review
monitors and the PS5 connection and all of that. So, yeah.
But the only reason why I asked is because I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because like obviously MSI is still pushing for certain things to help out. I hope that doesn't like collide and make it turn into like a one dominant force type thing. I just hope.
MSI is not a monitor manufacturer nor headphone manufacturer, so they're not touching anything that Sony's trying to do. Sony's not in. Okay, Sony does do PCs, kind of, not really. Violine is not gamer related. So MSI, these are industries that don't really touch each other. They don't. No,
I wasn't sure if that would because I see them getting a little bit more involved. So I wasn't sure if like, are we going to see a dominant force? Are we going to see things kind of leave that we might, because we're doing a PC. Everybody's in PCR. Were there any PCs there that they were running?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes, they had a bunch of laptops on the second floor to run the mystery tournament. That's the reason why. But
everything else was console though, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. Cool.
To my knowledge, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't looking around it.
As far as you could tell,
there were a bunch of CRTs because they were running Melee and everything else on there. So, and of course for all of the mystery game tournaments, I went 1 and 2 in a mystery game tournament, unfortunately. But yeah, Marvel. Every game was on those InZone PCs. Like, I want one. No, not PCs. I mean monitors. I want one. They were all pretty well used. Look at them. I'm wearing them. There, those headsets.
Yeah, you were
yeah.
How was stage versus because this is a big thing that I feel like a lot of people don't ever get a chance to experience, and they're afraid of when they first go to a big tournament. Was the stage experience, because you were on it, was it different than being off the stage? As in, like, was everything in unison still? Like, where if you played off stage, it was the same as on stage, or vice versa?
Well, at least for Marvel, I don't remember about this one because it wasn't like it wasn't the main stage. I mean, this was the side where the main stage was, where they have usually the letters on the side showing what game you're playing. But on the other side, where Marvel was actually being played, that was the secondary stage's main one, and they had the lights on really hot, like really bright and hot. So that's my only complaint about being up there. No, you don't get used to that, man. Because if you're I mean, cooking. It's in Chicago. I had the jacket on. I was sweating.
I don't know. I mean, I've been on camera before, so it's different. TV, they do that all the time.
I was a roasting pork shoulder.
Bulbs, and those super high heat lights versus LED ones, very big difference.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
So, but on this stage, I mean, the only reason I was a little nervous playing Testament here is because you had cats paying $200 for all of their characters. Hotashi played for Bridget. You got this May that played $100 for May.
You got $10 though.
You got Razzo there paying $20 for freaking Leo.
Wait, really?
Omisho and
God Soul,
Leffen
right?
arguing over
Happy Chaos.
Happy Chaos, thank you.
Leffen
won for
Leffen won, yeah.
Leffen won the whole thing?
For how much?
No, Leffen didn't win the whole thing.
How much did they get it for?
I think it was either Hotashi or Jonathan Tenne. One of those two ended up at the end.
John Tenne then must have beaten Nubenhammer. There we go. Why did I go all the way back to?
Wait, how much did he pay for Happy? He paid 210 for Happy Game.
I told you that. Yeah.
Wait, why?
Wait, did he win? Oh, I think you're right. Actually, I think Leffen did win.
Okay, for $210, yeah, you better win. For $210,
he almost lost to the Biking at the start. If you watch the whole thing,
the
very first match, the Biking player.
How much was Biking for?
Pork Laser.
Like Pork Laser, yeah, Pork Laser is pretty good. I think. How much did Pork Laser use for Biking? I think it was like $60.
You're going way too far back. You're going into pools.
Wait, so I gotta ask, how was the full on experience from day 1 to day 3 with the? Well, I mean, you were mostly playing in tournament and stuff like that, but how would you say compared to like Evo and the other events? How was the final day? Did it feel like
the final day? Mm-hmm. The final day, I believe, and it's not coming just from a player perspective, but also from a person that sells at the events, person that is taking, actually, I'm doing a lot of things at the event, whether it's commiserating or talking to people or doing this left, right, up, down, going to everything I haven't tried yet.
Networking, baby.
A third day is definitely necessary. Even if I went to Six Flags Sunday morning and I still got to the venue at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and I still played somebody who actually wanted to play me online for a while, and I lost him 7-6. But
got him. He owns your soul.
We ran it back, and I got 5-0'd. But
you got 5-0'd?
I did in Marvel.
That motherfucker not only owns your soul, he already sold it.
Downloaded you.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, no, he took the money that I got from somebody else. Anyway.
Damn. Bro, you gotta come out here represent this. You on the team. God damn.
It's funny. Anyway.
It'd be like that though. It'd be like that.
So anyway, not to spend too much time on it, I think a third day is necessary compared to what Evo has, which is 2 days. Yes, I'm sure it's easier on all of the production team, but I mean, production team at Evo have to move all of that production from one place to another whole stadium, next place over. But then again, the player experience, like, they get to watch their favorite game on those main stage in the stadium too. But at the same time, there's nothing else to do to enjoy Evo about. The vendors are missing out on a third day of getting all these guys that are still here, all these players that are still here, ready to use money, and all they're spending it on is concessions and betting each other, where they can be spending it on who's going to make the top 8 or who's going to get out of top 8. And it also gives you time to play out top 8 and top 48, top 24 off stage. Like, you don't have to have a full day, and you don't tire out your players either. So I don't know. I think Combo Breaker and CEO are fine the way they are. This venue was huge. Shout out to Big Dame. We missed you there. And I see you in the chat. What else was there? Marvel was very well held, like very well played.
PS4.
However, the one thing that, yes, it was on PS4 Pro. The one thing, my gripe with Combo Breaker, it's becoming so that side had a lot more chairs, obviously. Marvel did not have many chair space. By the time we were all finishing up our pools, we noticed that the entire stage area was already full, and we couldn't watch top 48 of our other players that are up there. So we're pretty much standing up the entire time. So it does get a little bit crowded because, I mean, it is the hype game. Marvel is, or whatever game is out there.
It is packed.
It is packed, and that's only 7 or 8 rows you can see there.
Yeah,
I'm surprised people aren't sitting on the ground.
Oh, they are. Okay. I know what you mean.
Yeah, a little bit closer, kind of like old school, but I mean, I guess they want to keep presentation.
Still can't see the stage. But after a while, you had EMP Obama and somebody else sitting on the floor there. Shout outs to, I'm sorry, I'm going to give spoilers. Shout outs to Liberal Terminator for taking the whole thing. Very clean. That's the homie. I called his shots, but at the same time, I'm using the team. But we actually play, or we don't play enough, but I do chat with him while he's playing, me, Troy, and him, and we just try to coach him the best that we can throughout the games. And the kid just knows how to put himself in the right places to actually win the matches, and it's amazing what he's been able to do. He's only 18. He's been playing the game since he was 5, he said. So I mean,
God.
yeah, and he's been playing since he was 5.
You know, it's always those people, man.
God, man.
He got coached by Coach one time, and it was just like, yeah, he's just a prodigy from there. I mean, not to take anything away from Jabril either. Jabril is only 21 or 22. I remember I talked to him as I left GameWorks once in Seattle, and I was like, "Hey, man, are you coming to Evo?" He says, "If it's not Marvel, I'm not going." So now Marvel's back, and Jabril is killing it again as well. I mean, the young players are still there. There's still some hungry players that want to get into the game. I don't think this game should ever have to die out. It never should. Like, I hope this Evo will be the biggest part of this game. And, you know, it's just Marvel won't die. It's the best game out there still.
I just hope the Ghost of Marvel shows up. That's all.
Oh, he showed up at Evo last year. He said hi to Chris and everything. Chris has a whole story about it.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
So besides that, yes, I did go to Six Flags Sunday morning. Again, I was only invested mostly in Marvel, but at the same time, there were still a lot of people there on Sunday. I was able to go by and still even network with more people, talk to Bryan F, you know, figure out, you know, just get more ideas and just talk about more things with him and other people, Tong, just a bunch of friends. And it was just good to see everybody again. Everybody was there except y'all. You know, so
yeah, I know.
Yeah, Guilty Gear was a wash. It went 1 and 2. Mystery Game Tournament, another wash, 1 and 2. It was the second floor that had all of that stuff in the arcades. The food actually wasn't half bad. It was actually good, well priced hoagies for stuff. I mean, they had a Cuban sandwich that actually had all 3 meats in there. So, you know, sometimes you run into places that don't have a Cuban sandwich and with mustard and stuff. You know, so they were. I think the venue was pretty competent as well, even with their back search. So I felt safe. I felt
it wasn't like half-assed.
That's good.
No, not at all.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
So I noticed you say 1 and 2 for Guilty, Mystery Tournament. Hey, how'd you do in Marvel?
I went 2 and 2. I had a bye, I believe, because Trod didn't show up, so and then I beat a guy who. Shush. I beat a guy who No, I went 2 and 2. I saw 2 humans get beat.
I saw 2 humans get beat.
So Trod didn't show up, so therefore I already had I was already first. I already had a seed, so I had a bye. I was in round 2 already, so I didn't have to play anybody. So I beat some guy who didn't know how to play the game, and then I lost to not enough damage. Lost to him.
Oh, okay.
1 to 3. 1 to 3.
You got
I almost had
route.
a 3. I almost had him, but then he Helmbreakered. I was a little bit higher than him, and he Helmbreakered and it reached, and he had X Factor.
Yeah, and that's the game of Marvel.
And then I played Living Legend's son, not Kid Legend, but Young Legend, who's 16. He almost beat me with an Iron Fist team. He had Iron Fist, Doctor Strange, and Strider.
That's dangerous.
Yes,
Wow,
yes, it is.
That sounds crazy.
And it was 2-2, and he brought me down to a very low pixel. I had no X Factor with Scroll. I had 4 bars. He's using Strider. He's throwing tigers and lions, tigers, and bears.
And you just level 3'd.
He just did. I was going to, and I knew. I was like, man, he might know. His dad is Living Legend. So I did like a meteor smash, and he just sort of like blocked it, and then he backed up, and I was like, oh god, I can't get in on this kid. So I just did a super jump. I air dashed, and he did Legion for some reason while he's in the corner. So I'm like, wait,
he might have reacted
I can meteor
to you.
smash. Yeah, I'm like, I can meteor smash. So I meteor smashed into the corner and comboed it into a level 3. And I won. It took his whole health bar.
No, he's Living Legend's son.
The fact that that was a sentence in your head that this kid might know so and so's his dad is fucking mind blowing to me right now.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand?
His youngest son is 10, and he uses Doom like a competent player. 10.
Yeah, that's some next generation transferring of mind power.
Bro,
thoughts.
that is crazy. That's a beautiful fucking thing is what that is.
You know how scary Living Legend is? You know who he uses?
Yeah.
He uses Chris, Wesker, and what's the third one?
The fact that
Wesker and Akuma.
said, like,
What's Wesker Akuma?
All I have to know is about Chris. Dude, it's just Chris. That's all I have to hear. Fucking anything with Chris, it's over.
If you're watching on the screen right now, I called this. I called that same side because Liberal Terminator has to do that in the middle. He has to kill your character in the middle to do the same side. So that's the mix. Because right now, Ray is scared. He doesn't want to hard drive and get mixed and do the wrong thing, so he hit him other side.
Yeah, that was.
And he plays on pad, right?
Yes, he plays.
Yeah, he plays on pad.
Fortunately.
That was.
Yeah,
that
the
was
pad risers, man. The
disgusting.
pad risers. That outfit though, I'm digging that. That's what's up.
Yeah, what the fuck? What's with the Magilla Gorilla like outfit? Is that a shout out to you?
I never asked, but I can, no. He's always been called the gorilla. Anytime he's in chat, he always puts a gorilla emoji.
Oh my god!
But what's so funny is I don't know if they were like, no, he's sponsored, yo. He's sponsored. I'm like, I don't think he's sponsored because his name in the thing is just JGNL, like jungle or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he's just a monkey. He's just a.
It's just all about it. Unga Bunga do this.
Yeah, I made fun of him the whole time. I'm like, you just look at me right there. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Like, you know what it is. Uncle Gorilla saying his respects.
It's so weird how like normal, like he's not even like excited. He's just like, all right, another day's of work. Like I've been scooping people up in Marvel.
Here's the thing. I told him the entire time, you have to keep composure.
Yep.
No offense to Remora, but Remora could have been composed and could have done DP Super, but instead he got Dimension Slash and lost the game off of Coach Steve, just like that.
Yeah,
makes sense.
You know, and he was just composed the entire time. He doesn't know how to believe it.
It's a great lesson to have, but I think, you know, so Combo Breaker 2023 in the books. Overall static, we give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. I mean,
yeah, I think a thumbs up. There were, you know, plenty of people there. It wasn't too overcrowded. I mean, I can't think of any complaints really. Like, there were people even having fun at the last night over in the bar area that I didn't even know existed. So,
so 2024 it is.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll all go this time. We'll go all this time around.
Yeah, you better.
Street Fighter 6, it'll be nuts. It'll be nuts. All right, so with that,
if only
that is gonna close us out here on the World Warrior segment, and of course for this episode, guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Before actually we do close up, we do gotta hit a quick break. We gotta take a second, gotta get our composures back from all this downloading that Static G just gave us. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back after this. All right, Combo Breaker 2023. Yeah, okay. I thought I put an extra 20 in there. 2023 in the books. Potential Tekken 8 beta around the corner. Bryan Fury is out shooting people, and Street Fighter 6 is happening in 2 days. So we are gonna have a hell of a week to enjoy for the next week's episode. But for that's going to be it for this week's episode. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. You can follow us, of course. Follow my awesome host, Static Gorilla, at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms, Twitch streams, whatever tournaments he's online for. Yep. You can catch him there. You can catch Meza at Meza FGC, of course, everywhere as well, whether it's Insta, Twitter, Kick, YouTube. It's all in the same place. Go check them out there. You can check me out, of course, #VS on Twitter, and you can check out this show. Make sure to follow us. Double Tap FGC, Twitter, YouTube. We have a lot of stuff coming down the line for YouTube. Literally around the corner for Street Fighter 6. Probably gonna try to stream a little bit more on the Master of Buttons Twitch page. We'll see what's up. You know, with 6 around the corner, won't be a bad time to do it. So make sure to follow us regardless. Double Tap FGC. Come join us on our Discord, mash.gg/Discord. Come join our awesome community. Where we post up, you know, things that we like to get involved with on the show. If there's something you think we want to talk about, an article, a tweet, some things going on in the background, or something you guys want us to hear about, you can join us there. Once again, mash.gg/Discord. Come say what's up, get a little FGC tag, and say what's up to the other awesome community members we have going on there. Guys, we will be, of course, live next week, Monday this time. Obviously, Memorial Day passed this week. That's why we're doing this on a Tuesday. But we'll be live our usual time, Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time here on twitch.tv/mash those buttons. Make sure to follow there as well. Subscribe, say what's up. Give us get a little bit of support. Always goes a long way for us. We appreciate y'all. We will be live in all podcast platforms of your choice. Spotify, Podbean, everything, all under the sun. Big and, of course, check us out on mashthosebuttons.com as well. But that's going to be it for us this week, guys. We appreciate y'all for hanging with us. We'll be live next week talking Street Fighter 6. It's here, baby. It's here. It's time. We'll see. I'm calling it now. I want to say I'm going to be Diamond 3 by next week. Static, I want to give him a solid Platinum 4. And Meza, I give Meza like Platinum 2. We'll see.
Well, it's all based on character now, so
yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean,
we'll see.
So what you're telling me is just play Cammy, so I can just be Diamond. All right, no problem.
We'll see. All right, guys. We'll see you guys then. See y'all later.
Oodles.